right, welcome back to the channel. This week we are spending our time with this 2026 Cadillac Vistiq. This is the all-wheel drive sport trim, so definitely not top of the line, but when it comes to Cadillac, you know, they don't really leave any stone unturned, even in the sport all-wheel drive trim. It looks really cool. So think of the Vistiq in between the Lyriq and the Escalade. So it's got a lot more space than the Lyriq. It is still fully electric, but it's definitely not as high of a price point as the Cadillac. It has 3 rows like the Cadillac. It has captain's chairs like the Cadillac. But again, price point wise, we are different. And same thing, it is smaller than the Lyriq. And if you want to go even smaller than that, well, there's also the Optic. So this is very much middle of the pack, kind of answers all the questions, you know, when it comes to space without, you know, crazy prices, because that Escalade is very expensive. This one is too, around 80,000 something. And but I like the color, I like the blue, I like the front end. It reminds me a lot of the Lyriq. It probably will remind you a lot of the Optic and a little bit of the Escalade as well. It's kind of the way that Cadillac has designed the IQ series, which is pretty cool. Now this one is a CCS charge port, so nothing to do, no crazy adapters or anything like that. It's not a NACS, so this should be pretty simple for myself to charge. I'll quickly show you the trunk. I got some stuff back there as well, but check out these rear tail lights, look really good. Vistiq logo there, 900 E4. I think that is the torque number in Newton meters, so it kind of looks a little better. But this kind of thing has 615 horsepower. Before I forget to mention that, 615 horsepower with an automatic tailgate as well. So really cool. You can see I've kind of got my stuff back here, but I can control all of the seats from here, which is very nice, easily accessible. Got my 3rd row up because I think I'm going to have people back here later on today, so just keeping it like that. But yeah, this is going to be a cool week. It's going to be a simple week, and more importantly, a relatively cheap week, because I think the battery capability here is pretty decent, and electricity is a lot more cheaper than gas at the time of filming. So really happy to have this thing in my driveway for a week. But without further ado, let's get it on the road. All right, so let's do it out on the road with the 2026 Cadillac Vistiq. It has, I think it has 4-wheel steer. It definitely feels like it. You know, when you turn, you expect the turning radius to be a lot worse than it actually is. And here we are on the roads, and we're turning really sharply in a big 3-row SUV, which is really cool. I'm just adjusting my mirrors on the fly because I forgot to set my memory. And so every time I get in the car, it resets. So that is one of the things. So there we go. But yeah, visibility, we can start right there, is pretty good already. Digital rear view camera, love to see that. Even not in the top trim, we still have it. So shout out Cadillac for that. Very nice. Side view mirrors are easy to see out of. They're on the small side for the size of this vehicle, but that rear view, that digital rear view camera really does make a difference here. I like it. I like the ride quality so far. It's nice and smooth, exactly what you'd expect from Cadillac. I have ventilated seats, which is really good because it's 27 degrees Celsius here in Canada. So yeah, it's really hot. I'm in pants as well, so these vented seats are just keeping me nice and comfortable. So really like that. Ride's good. You can hear how quiet it is. I was on the highway earlier, you know, on the phone, and I just could hear the other person so well, and the noise isolation is so good. You can barely hear the tires. Such a nice ride and experience. You can really hear the music. The sound system is seriously something. I have a V mode as well, which is really cool. It's called V Max, which basically unleashes the full potential of the 615 horsepower and I think 600 and something pound-feet of torque. But when you press this pedal, oh my goodness, I don't even need to press it fully, and it's just like gone. Okay, oh my God. I'm in a residential area. I gotta be, oh my God, I gotta give it a second. That's unbelievable. Holy crap, that's a lot of power. Okay, let's do that again. Oh, my face. Oh my goodness. That's really fast. Wow. I thought I was used to EVs. That makes my head spin. Oh my God, I think I just time traveled. Wow. Yeah. So 615 horsepower for a 3-row SUV on a residential street makes absolutely 0 sense, but I am very happy to have it. Wow. That's unbelievable. Probably not going to do that too much this week. But yeah, wow. Cadillac. Why? It's not even a V series. This is just 615 horsepower. That is no joke. I mean, it is decently heavy. Kind of feels like that sometimes, but hey, I need a second after all that. Okay, no more V. We're gonna take it out of that. That was crazy. Yeah. What other drive modes do we have actually? We have Tour, Sport, Snow, Ice, and of course a My mode, and then you of course have the V Max. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Let's just do a little Sport here. Let's just see, like, oh yeah, Sport feels good. But obviously Tour mode is probably the one I'm going to go in the most. One pedal driving, that's what I've been doing the whole time. That's what I will do the whole time. I love it. You also have this nice paddle here that's not really a clickable paddle. It's more like a press. It feels like a hand pedal almost. So I can let off the accelerator, press this more in, and you get even more braking power, basically full braking power once you push it all down. Really cool. I do like that. So I'm going to enjoy my time quick. I am going to kind of study this vehicle a little bit. First time behind the wheel of the Vistiq, so I've pretty much done all of the IQ series by this point. So really cool, but you know, there's some things to get adjusted to and acclimated to here in the Vistiq. So I'm going to do that, and then I will pick it back up later on in the week. These videos are meant to just be me discovering the vehicle in real time with you, comparing it to things, compare it to the other cars in my driveway, and just kind of, you know, have fun with it and go off the top. If you want to see the real review, that is always posted first with all the straight facts and stuff like that, POV drive and everything. Go check that out first, and then come back here, or finish here and go check that out after. Whatever you want to do, just make sure you stay here. Let's continue on with the week. All right, welcome back outside with the Cadillac Vistiq. Got a lot more sun now, or I don't know if we had sun when I first got it, I can't remember now, but now we're about midway through the week here. You know, little walk around here. I really like the blue. I like the rims. I think it's really well equipped. I think it has a ton of space. And yeah, it's not like the most standoutish Escalade you could buy, but it almost reminds me of like a very miniature Escalade IQ. Like, it's got the same kind of body style, the same look. You know, it's still really cool. I think the highlight though is, you know, obviously it's space, and then you couple that with the fact that it has a ton of horsepower, so it actually is kind of fun to drive in a straight line. Usually EVs, you know, they don't have a lot of personality. It's just kind of, hey, it gets you point A to point B. You don't have to deal with the gas prices. I don't know, I feel like the Vistiq is different because you have the space, and then on top of the space now you have a ton of power. So for those that are looking for something that can be a little bit more fun as well as be, you know, really luxurious and spacious, well, the Vistiq might be the one. But let's take a quick look on the inside because, well, there's a ton going on there. So I'll briefly show you the rear here because it is quite nice. Open the door. You can see we've got nice trim here and everything. AKG speakers, really nice. These seats aren't powered, but it does have a third row. So you press that button on the bottom there, moves that out of the way. Now, I'm an adult, in case you didn't know. I don't fit back here very well. Look, you can see that seat is all the way back, and I mean, I'd have to, you know, break some ankles to really be comfortable. So you do get a cup holder though, and a USB-C charge port if you do fit back here. But obviously, you know, if you don't have a rear-facing car seat, you can move that seat up more. You can make this work, you know, for a little bit, and so that's nice. You also have a sunroof back here, and it also is climate control back here, not by the people back here, but by the screen that is actually right over here. You can change the ambient lighting, and you can turn on the heated seats for the captain's chairs over here, which is nice. And you also have cup holders right down here, very cool. 2 USB-C ports as well. So yeah, hard to complain about that. But let's hop in the front because that's obviously where things are going on at. I like these door handles too, always do. Quick pull and you're in. Don't mind the GM noises. I like this trim as well. For the Sport all-wheel drive, it's actually pretty well equipped, right? Nice looking seats with the white stitching and the black. I don't mind it at all. Let me hop in because those noises get quite annoying. You're greeted with the 2-spoke steering wheel that you're pretty much used to seeing on a lot of Cadillac products nowadays. This is kind of the way it is. You got the VMAX button here though that kind of unleashes the 615 horsepower, which is, again, unbelievable. I don't love the capacitive touch buttons, but I do like the fact that we have the Super Cruise here. Very nice to see and have, especially in a vehicle like this one with a ton of room. You do have 2 volume controllers right here, always really nice. And yeah, I just like the look of it. I like the look of the steering wheel, not too bad. Don't love the buttons though. Cadillac has got some work to do there. We do have heated and ventilated seats, very nice. Of course, the seat controls are over here. Massage control is right here for the button side anyways. Door controls are all over here, as well as you have a little second screen here to control the gauge cluster, and of course what the light does. Some of you will not enjoy that, but honestly it's not that bad. I can control the different gauge layouts. I can have energy, I can have a map, I can have assist, I can have clean. Usually I just keep it on gauge and it will switch based on the drive mode you're in, which is always nice. The gear selector is over here and it's very nice to use, no complaints at all. Then we have our infotainment display. So that one is an interesting one because, well, it makes you give up your phone. So you can see here I got Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, and you can get a lot more here, but you don't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. It just doesn't exist. It's not going to happen. Oh well. They make you give it up. Just kind of is what it is, right? I don't want to open the Google Maps here, but it is built in. It will show addresses if I do that, so I'm not going to do it. But it does work really well. It integrates here with the gauge cluster really nicely as well, so really hard to complain there. It's a very nice looking system, but I don't love giving up my phone, so if that's not something you want to do, then be mindful this doesn't have the phone capabilities that you might be used to. You're going to have to get used to running everything through here. You can, however, connect your phone to the Bluetooth and still stream music off of your phone. You can also take phone calls, so it still has that, right? It's not making you completely, throw your phone out the window, but for the entertainment side, it is. I can also open the glove box through here, control the drive modes, and open up the camera and stuff like that, which is really a good quality. A little bit lower though, you do have your HVAC controls. You can see it is a screen. You can see in the sun how much it's used. That could bother some people, at some points. I can also control the second row, the third row, and obviously the first row. And I can have the airflow for anywhere I want in the vehicle, and I can turn on my massage seat from here, either the driver or the passenger. I can also adjust the position for either driver or the passenger. And of course you have the standard temperature control, which is really cool. So I don't have to reach over. If I want to move this passenger seat out of the way, I don't have to reach over there. I can do it all from up here, which is really cool and nice. Just behind the screen though, you have two fast wireless charging, and you have a little bit of storage down here, a little bit more storage over here. Of course, the glove box doesn't fly open. It just kind of gently opens, which is very nice. Got some cup holders as well as this little knob that's going to allow me to control the infotainment display without actually having to reach and touch the screen too much, so that's always pleasant. Overall, I like the design of here. Like, it still feels premium, still looks premium despite being black and not like an interesting blue color or anything. It still feels and looks on brand, which is very nice from Cadillac. You got this big sunroof here, the ability to control it over here, of course, as well as the seats look really nice. Super comfortable seats. Really, really hard to complain about that. And yeah, overall, I'm just happy with the experience. Digital rearview camera too. Can't go wrong there. We love that, especially, again, this isn't the top trim, so especially seeing it here is always nice. But yeah, let me know what you think of the interior, and we'll pick it back up later on in the week. All right, so getting back out on the road once again with the Cadillac Vistiq midway point through the week here. Yes, sir. It's just been easy, like super easy. The range has been decent enough. Kind of was hoping for like more. I was hoping to see above the 500, but honestly, 491, I'll take it. It's a big vehicle, a lot to do here, so we got to take that, for what it is, and that's fine because the driving experience is just really, really smooth. It's just super relaxed and chilled out. But I mean, you do have that V Max mode, and this does have an unnecessary amount of horsepower, so it can kind of be fun. It's that rare thing, right? And gas prices are going up like crazy, so having an EV that can kind of get the job done, I think, is becoming ever more important, because honestly, I don't see these gas prices going down. I think that the EV market will probably start to boom here soon, and the gas prices will continue to rise, and once the EV market starts to boom, maybe then will they lower, but maybe not even. So if you want to have fun with your V8s, you can, but I'm looking at a gas station right now, and it is above $2 still. It has not dropped below that for a good while now, so that's not good news. So, not having to worry about gas price this week has been a lot of the fun for me. I can kind of enjoy the vehicle, and I think so far I've spent about $10 on charging, which would not happen with gas, which wouldn't. Let's put it in VMAX mode here. I'm going about 40 kilometers. Let me just press it full, see what happens. Oh my God. It's like you lose vision for a second. What the heck? It's like, that is the definition of time travel. Like, if I continued at this speed, in theory, I would age a little bit slower than everybody else around me. Crazy. It's like warp speed, not to get all interstellar on you, but yeah, it literally feels like pressing a button and just, oh my God, you can't even, I try to get up there. I can't. It's just unnecessary. This is so big. It's a 3-row SUV that has this much torque and horsepower. My goodness, that's unbelievably fast. But besides it being fast, it's extremely comfortable. Like, I just love how quiet, silence it is. It makes the sound system sound even better. The handling is really, really good. The steering is really just super smooth. Ton of body roll though, but again, this is a big, relatively heavy 3-row SUV. You got that low center of gravity, so the handling is still there, but it does move a lot in the back. I had a passenger in the back last night tell me that she kind of was like flying around back there, but I was kind of showing off the speed, so you are going to fly around back there regardless of what I'm doing. So visibility's been really good too, no issue. 360-degree camera has been helping because this is a bigger vehicle, so having that in tighter parking spaces is always a good thing. So I've really enjoyed having that this week here. Super Cruise has been excellent, no issues there or complaints. It takes control. You can go on those long road trips. It'll just do the job for you. I think that's really important, right? To have something of this magnitude, this size, just kind of do it for you, because that's kind of what you're buying it for. You're buying it for the comfort and convenience, and the fact that it's electric now is a plus, not a minus. When the gas prices were lower or they weren't hitting that $2 mark here in Canada, everybody was like, oh, EV, not interesting. When you look at your wallet after owning an EV, I can be the first one to tell you, when I look at my wallet after a week of an EV versus a week of any gas car, I'll take the EVs any day when it comes to just pure money. So there is that. But yeah, the biggest thing has just been comfort, and obviously it's been fun to take other people in this car and rip their neck out with it, because it is surprisingly quick. Like, oh my goodness, it is fast and it is enjoyable to drive. Just super comfortable and smooth, and yeah, it's directly on brand for what you'd expect from a Cadillac. No two ways about it. So yeah, that's pretty short. I mean, there's not really much to cover besides, like, it rips, it handles decently well with body roll, but it's extremely comfortable and extremely quiet, and I love the sound system. So I'm gonna get back to listening to the sound system, and I'll pick it back up later. All right, back outside with the Cadillac Vistiq. I have got the hood open, and to my surprise, and maybe some of you, there is no front trunk. Although it looks like there could have been maybe there's like a really empty space here for I don't know what. They could have maybe put something, but I guess they figure, look, we complain about it when it's there, we complain about it when it's not there. You guys don't use it, so here you go. Just take the the engine and the battery here, and that's it, and have a good time. It is what it is. I don't really care about that. What is impressive about this engine, I guess, or engine, the capabilities of the Vistiq, is the fact that it does 615 horsepower. 615, and it's big. This is no small vehicle, right? So for it to be pushing that amount of horsepower is unbelievably unnecessary, but really, really cool, and I really do like it. So yeah, it's interesting, and you can also notice that there's a lot of open space around here. I don't know, it's just it's one of those weird ones. I've actually never seen it be so open before when it comes to Cadillac. So that's interesting. Let me know what you think. They'll put all the horsepower as torque numbers so you can see it in its entirety, as well as the EV specs will be there, or they should be there. And yeah, let's close this and let's continue on with the week. All right, final time outside with this Cadillac Vistiq for 2026. Really, really cool. So at this point, I've driven all of the IQ series, basically top to bottom, not all in the same year, but all relatively close to each other. So pretty cool. I do like this. I think it's a great in-betweener between the Lyriq and the Escalade IQ. Definitely doesn't have the price of the Escalade IQ, so that's always really, really good. And yeah, I really like this. It doesn't have the air suspension or the rear steer, but I don't really think you need it. I like the decals on the back. I like the rims here. No problem charging it at all. It's got a decent amount of range too, actually, and it's actually done a really good job at holding its range and being efficient when I need it to be, and doing all the things that you'd expect a decent EV to do. On top of that, it's extremely fast, 615 horsepower, which is unbelievably quick. Doesn't need to be that quick, but here we are. It is absolutely that quick. And yeah, it's just been a really good time. Quiet on the inside. Don't love that they make you give up your phone, but honestly, I think long term you can get over that, as long as the connected services don't get in your way too much. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me and my thoughts on the Vistiq. That's it. There's the word for it. I keep going. I want to say IQ because it's kind of close to the IQ, but this is the Vistiq, and that's going to do it for my video this week. So make sure to like, subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one. I'll see you next week. See you in the next car. Take care.